Welcome to Lore Whispered, where myths, epics, and folktales come alive in whispers of the past. In the beginning, from chaos rose Gaia, Mother Earth, and Uranus, the sky. From them came the mighty Titans, and at last Zeus and the gods of Olympus. A realm of immortal beings, epic battles, and timeless legends. Welcome to Lore Whispered, Greek Mythology, Episode 3, The Olympian Gods. After a decade of cosmic war, the Olympians stood victorious. Kronos and the Titans were cast into the abyss, and a new order was born. Upon the shining peak of Mount Olympus, the gods built their home, majestic palaces of marble and gold, high above the clouds. From here, 12 divine beings would shape the fate of gods and mortals alike. These were the Olympians, the most famous family in Greek mythology. At the center of Olympus sat Zeus, king of the gods. Son of Kronos and Rhea, he had freed his siblings and claimed the throne of the cosmos. Armed with his thunderbolt, forged by the Cyclopes, Zeus ruled the sky, storms, and lightning. But Zeus was more than a ruler, he was the guardian of order and justice. Mortals prayed to him for protection, yet they also feared his wrath. His voice was thunder, his gaze lightning. When kings swore oaths or cities signed treaties, it was Zeus who bore witness. Yet Zeus was not without flaws. His love of power was rivaled only by his love of desire. Many myths tell of his countless affairs, both with goddesses and mortals, leading to the birth of heroes and demigods who would shape the world. Beside Zeus stood Hera, his wife and sister, the queen of the gods. Hera ruled over marriage, women, and family. She was majestic and commanding, worshipped as the protector of wives and children. But Hera was also known for her fierce jealousy. Angered by Zeus's many affairs, she often punished his lovers and their children. Her wrath fell upon heroes like Heracles, whom she opposed from birth. Yet beyond her temper, Hera symbolized dignity and power. To the Greeks, she embodied the strength of womanhood, and her sanctuaries were among the most magnificent in the ancient world. Zeus's brother Poseidon ruled the seas. With his mighty trident, he commanded waves, storms, and earthquakes. Sailors prayed to him for safe voyages, while those who angered him met shipwrecks and drowning deaths. Poseidon's temper was as unpredictable as the ocean. Sometimes he offered calm seas, but in anger, he unleashed devastating floods and quakes. He built palaces of coral beneath the waves, where sea nymphs and creatures obeyed his will. Though powerful, Poseidon often rivaled Zeus, contesting his authority. Their quarrels shook both sea and sky, reminding mortals of the fragile balance between Earth's elements. While Zeus claimed the sky and Poseidon the seas, the third brother, Hades, drew the underworld. Though feared by mortals, Hades was not evil, he was stern, just, and unyielding. He ruled over the souls of the dead, ensuring balance between life and death. With his helm of darkness, he could become invisible, striking fear in both mortals and gods. Though he rarely left the underworld, myths tell of his abduction of Persephone, which brought the cycle of seasons to the mortal world. Hades was respected as much as he was feared, for in the end, all souls, whether kings or peasants, would meet him. Among the Olympians was Demeter, goddess of harvest and agriculture. She was the bringer of life to the land, blessing mortals with fertile fields and bountiful crops. Farmers prayed to her at every planting and harvest, for without her, the earth lay barren. Yet Demeter's story was one of love and sorrow. When her daughter Persephone was taken by Hades, Demeter's grief withered the fields, and winter descended upon the earth. Only Persephone's return each spring restored her joy and the renewal of life. Thus, Demeter's power was woven into the very cycles of nature. Hestia, the gentle sister of Zeus, ruled over the hearth and home. She was the goddess of fire, family, and hospitality. In every Greek household, a flame for Hestia was kept burning, for she symbolized warmth, safety, and peace. Unlike the others, Hestia avoided conflict, choosing instead to embody harmony. Though she had no grand temples like Hera or Athena, every family honored her daily. She was the quiet strength of Olympus, the flame that never died. From the head of Zeus sprang Athena, goddess of wisdom, strategy, and just war. Born fully armed, she embodied intellect and discipline. She was the patron of Athens, where her temple, the Parthenon, stood as a marvel of the ancient world. Athena guided heroes like Odysseus and Perseus, offering wisdom in times of need. Unlike Ares, who loved chaos, Athena fought with strategy and justice. She symbolized the balance between strength and intellect, a warrior and a scholar, revered by mortals and gods alike. Among the Olympians were the radiant twins, Apollo and Artemis, children of Zeus and the Titaness Leto. Apollo, god of the sun, music, prophecy, and healing, was beloved by mortals. With his golden lyre, he inspired art and song. His temple at Delphi became the most sacred oracle of Greece, where his voice guided kings and heroes. Artemis, his twin sister, was the goddess of the hunt, wild animals, and the moon. Fierce and independent, she roamed forests with her bow, protector of maidens and the wilderness. Together, they embodied the balance of light and shadow, art and survival, civilization and nature. Ares, son of Zeus and Hera, was the god of war. Unlike Athena, who valued strategy, Ares thrived in bloodshed and chaos. He loved the roar of battle, the clash of swords, and the fury of combat. Feared even by other gods, Ares represented the darker side of human nature, the thirst for violence. Yet he was also vital, for without conflict, there could be no triumph, no heroes, no legends. From the sea's foam arose Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and desire. Wherever she walked, flowers bloomed and hearts surrendered. She was the enchantress of Olympus, worshipped not only for her beauty but for the power of attraction she held over gods and mortals. Though often associated with passion, Aphrodite was also linked to harmony and the bonds that unite people. Yet her power was dangerous, her influence sparked jealousy, rivalry, and even wars. Swift-footed Hermes, son of Zeus and Maia, was the messenger of the gods. With winged sandals and a caduceus staff, he crossed between worlds with ease. Hermes guided souls to the underworld, delivered Zeus's commands, and played tricks with a mischievous smile. Patron of travelers, merchants, and thieves, he was clever and cunning, loved for his wit and charm. Last among the Olympians was Dionysus, god of wine, theater, and ecstasy. Born of Zeus and a mortal woman, Dionysus blurred the line between mortal and divine. He brought joy and madness alike, leading wild festivals where music and dance freed the soul. He represented passion, transformation, and the power of chaos to create new order. Dionysus reminded mortals that life was not only about duty, but also celebration. And so, upon Mount Olympus, the 12 gods reigned. Each ruled their own domain, embodying the forces of nature, the passions of the human soul, and the mysteries of the cosmos. From thunder to harvest, from war to love, from wisdom to madness, they were the Olympians, the eternal family whose stories would echo across the ages. In our next episode, we turn from the gods to the creation of humankind, and the gifts, struggles, and punishments that shaped the destiny of mortals. The clash of Titans and Olympians shook the very foundations of the cosmos, and yet the story of the gods is far from over. Thank you for watching episode 3 of our Greek mythology series. Join us in episode 4, The Reign of Zeus, where the new king of the gods begins his rule over Mount Olympus. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts. Every opinion you share is a source of inspiration for us to keep bringing more fascinating mythological stories to life.